Hello everyone, RagingRaptor here and welcome to quite a packed video, and today we have two new maps on the SuperTest. One of which being Lost Paradise, we can see right here, and the other one being Coastal Pacific Coast, I think it is called. And Wargaming also provided us with a new thing, which is showing us what they have in mind with those maps. Now with those lines you can see we have a TD position over here and over here, a light tank or a medium tank position down here. We have the heavy corridors right here and another TD and TD position over there with the spawn here and here, as well as the base here and here. Now this is already very interesting as it shows us what Wargaming has already planned with those maps. So let's just jump right in and have a look at some of those positions, and let's start with the heavy corner, or how we like to call it in German, die Keilerecke, the bore corner. And here you can see this from the lower side. We can here have a corridor, and we have here a little bit of corridor outside. And interestingly enough, this time around, compared to the Italian themed map, we only have one hull down here and one hull down here. The rest is more towards people which like to side scrape. That is very good, because that was literally what I personally consider to be not good in the previous map proposals for new maps. Because again, going hull down is already rather easy, and we have a meta where hull down tanks are insanely strong. So removing and reducing the amount of hull down positions, easy access hull down positions, is in my opinion a very good idea and a very good move. So yeah, I like that. Next up, let's have a look down here towards the watery beach side, and you can see this is very open. This is insanely open. Sure, you have some positions down here. This is the cursor from the devs again. But it doesn't really give you cover against artillery, you know. So artillery will be easily to splash behind you or even direct hit you, and if you're a scout tank, sayonara, that won't be fun. This is now from the other side, and now when we have a look at this, you can see there we have this hull down corner. We have here tons of corners where you can try to side script from. That is very cool. And down here would be the other side hull down corner, all the way behind my fat face. When I see this, I cannot not notice that Spitfire over here. By the way, Spitfire in the Pacific Theater, shouldn't that be a Zeros or something like an American P40? P59, who knows? I don't know. But when I see this plane over here, I kind of have to imagine Battlefield 4 right there with their Levolution. If Wargaming would introduce us the ability to maybe shoot at the tail section of the plane, or maybe at one of those I don't know, lianis, or I don't know what they're called in English actually, shoot them down, that this plane carcass would, well, drop down and could be used as additional cover, indestructible cover. That would be cool. That would be genuinely cool, and you know, that would give this map a very fresh taste. So again, Wargaming, you have me on Discord. Write to me if you have any idea, or if you think this is a good idea. That would be very cool, actually. Might be hard to implement because we don't really have any physics in for the maps yet, but who knows. Now let's move on to the airfield, and now we can see we have here a perfect TD position. But I have to say, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Ghost Town, where you also have this huge line of bushes. Well, here it obviously does have some spots in it, but this is very nice for scouts. If you know what you're doing, if you are like an EBR or T100 or Manticore or whatever tank you prefer as a light tank, you can work those bushes well. And you have TDs which can help you. So it has a little bit of a Pilsen vibe to it, but it's not as cancerous as Pilsen. Pilsen is just one straight line, and it's super hard to try and outspot your enemy scout, you know. Here, the thing is, if you get spotted, you don't have any cover. So you will be done for. Because obviously none of those planes, they count as proper cover. The thing you will see is this part down here, this little river bed. This is very nice because you have tons of cover and you have bushes, and this is something I love. This is super cool. This is super cool. We'll see it right now. Look at that. Cover here, cover here, cover here, cover all the way down here, and tons of bushes. And no, seriously, I love this position because it gives you so much. You can work this position very well with medium tanks. Biggest issue is artillery again. Artillery will have tons of fun spamming at your roofs, spamming at your face, and doing loads of damage. However, one thing which is also very cool, if you work this position right here, you have a way in the middle to get up here and try to flank the heavy tanks, you know. Maybe try even to go over there, which looks like a very decent position. That is very cool. This thing up here, which we're going to have a look at right now, I don't get it. I don't know what's the point of this position, to be honest, and I don't know how steep this is. This looks very steep, so if you make a mistake, you might drown here, like it is on Malinovka if you do a stupid move. Here you can use this as a hull down. As you can see, it's less steep. You have a little bit of sand beneath the water. But I don't get this position. It does have some bushes, but people are camping here, people are camping here. You will never get there alive. So what's the point? I generally don't get this position. Let's move to the other side yet again and now have a look at the other corner of the heavy tanks. Now you can see here we have the TD corner, right? Here we have the ways for the scouts to get up on this little island, and here we have the crash plane from before. But you also here have some stones which you can use to hide your hull, which is nice, and some palm trees. Now let's go to the other most southern point, and as you can see, we do have some cover in the form of those stones, but you don't have any foliage, which you could use as a medium or a heavy tank, or as a light tank, except for those palm trees, which you can cut over and hope that this will work out. I don't know about this position, to be honest. It looks interesting, but I feel like it has to have a little bit more foliage so scouts can use it, or abuse it rather. Because no medium is going to go all the way out here when they can get shot up from here or from here, you know? And it's so open that, yeah, where you will get destroyed by artillery. I tried to show you a little bit here because my face is in the way. But yeah, this position down here, it's super open. It's insanely open. So I don't think that anybody's going to go there. In general, I have to say, I like this map. Sure, it is a cookie cutter. Like, no, it's not a cookie cutter. It is the basic formula of basically every World of Tanks map. Have some TD camper positions, have a field, have a corner for the heavies to around, and that's it. You know, it's a basic formula. However, you have a lot of positions to try and flank. You here have 3 heavy corridors. You have this one, and this one. You have this medium corridor right here, where you can even get this very interesting position right here. Reminds me a little bit of Karelia, which allows you to do some nice flanking if you really want to. You have this part right here, which reminds me a little bit of Pilsen, but not as cancerous. Much more, it reminds me more of Ghost Town. And if you know what you're doing as a scout, you can work those bushes. Like, you can rub them very, very nicely and do a lot of good stuff with them. And you have the TD position. I kind of like this map. I genuinely do. And it will be interesting to see if we get this map. But let's move on to the other map, which looks basically the same. And by the way, this is basically this map is just mirrored at a 45-degree angle. People might say that's boring because it's a mirrored map, but again, if you want to make things fair, it is very hard to make non-mirrored maps. But yeah, here another mirrored map, and this one, I have to say, this one is a lot more corridor-like. This here is the heavy corridor. This is Dead Man's Land or No Man's Land. This is the medium tank line. That's it. TD's here, TD's here. That's it. It looks very interesting. Pacific Coast looks interesting at least. And here you can see this is how Wargaming sees it. And yeah, that's that. You know, here the heavy tanks are going to slap each other. Here the medium tanks. Here the TDs are camping. That's it. That's literally the whole map. And I kind of, like, already from the beginning I can say I really want to have another passage through here, through this huge mountain. You know, maybe Wargaming can say, you know what, this mountain was bombed or something, you know, and it has to go a little bit up, so you have like a little hill here in the middle, which allows you to get a little bit quicker into those flanking positions. Let's move on to this position right here, and you can see this is your standard TD position. You have some palm trees you can use as foliage. Here you have some foliage, you have some hard cover to hide behind to shoot at the airfield, or people which go from here. So it's a very good defensive position. The airfield itself, huge, open, and as you can see, it lacks this river. That is just... don't like that. Don't like that. However, you can already see we do have a position over here. We will go to it right now. This is basically the river we had before. However, if the other map would have this position as well, it would be amazing, I feel like. Because look at this. This is very interesting. You have a lot of cover. We have cover here, you have cover here, you have cover here. You have even cover out here. And you can do some flanking. What happened here? Oh, bum. Happens. So that is a very, very cool position. Like, this upper part being copied to the other map would be very cool. And this is the other side we just talked about. This is your typical, it's your TD heaven, you know, foliage, hard cover, foliage, hard cover. Wait and wank. Wait until people are driving into your position. And this is the heavy corner. The heavy corner, what I like about this is it is fairly open. It's not just 2 free corridors like before. This is fairly open. However, it makes it very prone to artillery fire, and the question is, how steep is this angle? Like, can you drive around back here to get over here unspotted, or do you get spotted or even get shot at, you know? Typical hold down corner here, hold down corner there. And you have some more spots to side scrape from. However, those spots are definitely not RT safe. You will get RT by them, definitely. Like, look at how open this spot, for example, is. RT is up here, and then you are there, RT is there. Woo. The upper position right here is another camping corner, basically, for a medium tank baby. You can use those palm trees to make yourself a nice little sniping nest to shoot down the airfield. But that's about it. Like, yeah, there's not much else to say. Like, the thing is, with me showing you all of this, it is super hard to say how is a map going to perform just from pictures. Both maps I kind of like the ideas from. Here you can see from the other angle, by the way, and a lot of palm trees. You can use that for a lot of foliage. But again, this is nice. You have this stone you can peek from. It is high enough to not to be partially RT safe. You have this bunker. So this is a nice set. This is a nice piece. This is a nice set piece. I like that. And this from the other side, you can see we have a little bit of a bankment right here. So we might be able to get down here without getting spotted. But I don't know. This kind of looks... yeah. It's open. More or less unique for heavies. But I don't know. Might be also dominated by heavy tanks. By hold down heavy tanks. Because again, we have a little bit of an embankment right here. So you can use this little hill as a hold down. Who knows? And again, the thing about this here is it is very, very open. You know, sure, you have some bushes and but the airfield is insanely open. Not like the other one where you have this river bench and a lot of bushes. So, yeah. Here from the other side, we have now a big overview. And this is a nice set piece right here. Like, I can see myself fighting in this little zone, you know. That looks very interesting. That looks very, very nice because you have some city to hide in. As a medium tank, you can go all the way down here. You can go up here and shoot down over there. And you can see we have a lot of hard cover here as well, which is nice, which is nice. But the thing is, you can't really do anything right here. You have here a little bit of hard cover, but that's it, some stones. The positions here are kind of useless. Because if anybody's going to drive over the open airfield, I don't know, they're stupid. This map, nah. Really do like this set piece up here. This piece up here is great. And I really like that. But the remaining thing, nah, I'm not a big fan of Pacific Coast. Again, it's literally just heavy corner, medium corner, that's it. You know? This one right here looks more complex. Because sure, we have the TDs here, but you have this for medium tanks, you have even this for medium tanks, you have here a little bit of heaviness. This looks more interesting to me than this. You can already see just from the picture, like from the line of fires, how Wargaming thinks themselves. This looks far less complicated than this, right? This looks far more complicated. And if you now compare the both maps again, Wargaming, cut this out, cut, and delete this one right here, and plap this stuff right here. That would be very cool. Because then, as a medium tank, you have this flank to play, as well as this river bench to play. You know? Again, both maps are sadly symmetrical as hell, but I have to say I prefer this map a lot more than this one. Because here I just need something in between. Maybe a tunnel. You know? We already have a tunnel on the frontline map. So maybe let's have a tunnel right here. Who knows? Might be a cool set piece. Might be interesting. You know, maybe there are like tunnels like this and this, a T-section. That would be cool. Like for example, in Switzerland, we have tons of tunnels or tons of bunkers in our mountains. Like right here in central Switzerland, we have an airfield. And now I'm basically giving away where I roughly live. We have an airfield, and this airfield used to be very important for the military. Hence why there are countless of bunkers still around for airplanes. Airplane hangar bunkers. There are a lot of bunkers actually still in the mountain phase, you know? There are quite big caves which were being pulled out, everything pulled out to put in planes, military planes, during war situations. So it would be interesting to see. This is an airfield after all. So why not have a bunker or like a bunker thingamajiggs right in here? So you have like a T-section here, like this. You have here an entrance, and you have here two entrances. That would be very interesting. Put in some more special set pieces in there, give some cover. It would be very cool to fight as a heavy and as a medium tank. That would make this map a lot more interesting. However, again, both are symmetrical. Some people like it. I don't really mind it as long as it's fair. I don't mind symmetricalness. But wargaming right now is making a statement. A lot of people are complaining way too little maps. I think this is now the 7th map prototype, which is being tested on a SuperTest. And both maps look already fairly finished, you know? Maybe some more foliage here and there, make it a little bit more nicely looking, but both maps look already very finished. So that is nice. I still prefer this map right here. And I kind of want to see my idea with the plane going down. If you shoot at it, that would be very cool if Wargaming could implement that. It would be a super cool gimmick. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you think about those new maps. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and don't forget to participate in my Q&A giveaway. Don't forget we are able to pose questions to Wargaming and I really want to abuse that, okay? So post your questions right there, link in the description, link in the pinned comment to that video, and don't forget to hammer that subscribe button. Next goal, 15k, like the 10k goal, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much again. Cheers, and good luck on the battlefield. Bye bye.